The second day of plenary at the National Assembly was marked by intense debate on rising insecurity in parts of the country, with the Senate calling for urgent federal intervention in Kwara State. Lawmakers demanded the establishment of a permanent military base in Kwara to serve as a rapid response, especially in the south. The resolution followed a motion of urgent national importance moved by Senator Ashiru Oyelola, representing Kwara South, during Wednesday's plenary session. Senator Ashiru expressed deep concerns over what he described as the worsening insecurity situation across communities in Ifelodun, Isin, Ekiti, and Okero local government areas. He said the regions has experienced repeated attacks, kidnapping, and assassinations that have displaced thousands of residents and claimed several lives.
To address insecurity in Kwara South Senatorial District and beyond, and particularly in the federal local government area, call for immediate and comprehensive federal intervention. The Senate notes with grave concern the escalating insecurity in Kwara South Senatorial District, especially in the federal local government area, where bandits' attacks, kidnappings, and killing have reached alarming levels in recent weeks, forcing thousands of residents to flee their communities. And I will want the Senate to take note that most of these people who are fleeing, straight away, they are going to Lagos to congest Lagos.
I am very sympathetic to the fact that many young officers are not so young and be wasted in their quest to defend us. While I acknowledge this laudable effort and the progress that has been made, I think it's important that we remind the armed forces that each day a Nigerian is kidnapped, particularly near a military facility. Our people feel discouraged. In Okwela, where we have 2 giant cement factories, 6 civil defense officers were felled by kidnappers. 6 of them in one fell swoop because they were protecting the expatriates working in that factory, and they managed to escape with 1 or 2 of those expatriates. But the men in uniform, civil defense, paid with their lives, 6 of them. And that is why I have difficulties in no one can downplay that men in uniform and women in uniform are fighting hard to protect us. We just need to urge them to refocus, to re-strategize, and to recognize that if we are making gain in any one part and the criminals are migrating to another part, that is not a total gain. There has to be a strategy. I am limited by the fact that I can't lay claim to any knowledge of security. If you are pouring water from one side, it will be moving to the other side. So we need to cage them. There has to be a concerted effort to cage from the south, so they don't migrate to the south, as well as keep pushing them from the north so that you cage them at the center and find a ways and means of wasting them. Otherwise, my fear is that each time something happens near an army installation, people say, if this can happen near a military barrack, what about those of us who don't even have military installation? But I want to acknowledge what the armed forces are doing. I want to acknowledge the progress that has been made, but they need to be reminded that they need to work harder.
Senators Garba Madoiki, Mohammed Mongonu, and Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin also lent their voices, calling for strategic operations to tackle the growing insecurity. Following deliberations, the Senate resolved to mandate security agencies to carry out a comprehensive security assessment in Kwara South and deploy additional troops and special forces to comb the forest and restore order. The chamber also urged the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide immediate humanitarian aid to displaced residents and called for compensation to families of vigilantes who lost their lives in the attacks.
There is a renewed resurgence. Just in the last 2 months, Your Excellency, we know where the terrorists are gathering. It's in the public domain. Ordinary Nigerians need to see action. But today they will tell us they are here, tomorrow they are here. Everybody knows within our area. But we will not see any action taking place. That is to say, sir, we need this Senate to tell the armed forces to be reporting progress every week so that state by state, otherwise it will be a mess of all issues and we will not be seeing progress. Sir, I beg you that time is ripe now, that this problem is solvable. We have seen progress. We should not allow this progress to be derailed. We should pursue this remnant of these people so that our next election can be peaceful and sustainable. And we have something to sell to our people, sir. This is the only thing I want to take. If I get protected in my environment, please keep your roads, keep your schools. We just want to be safe. And that is the message we are sending to the Senate President. Please, save our life and our people. We are not bothered about roads now or schools. Please, save our lives. Our people's lives are in danger. Thank you very much, sir.
Senator.
Sound. The lawmakers thereafter observed a minute of silence in honor of victims of the Kwara attacks and former Minister and Senator Solomon Ewuga from Nasarawa North, who recently passed on. The Senate called for stronger federal presence in Kwara South as it comes to insecurity matters and its continued spread across several parts of the country, raising fresh questions about the effectiveness of the current security strategies.